Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and on today's episode of Assassino Gaming, I am going to be going over my Templar healer. So looking over the stats, you have max health of 20,000, magic of 31,000, stamina 12,000, and then magic recovery at 2,002. Advanced stats I have at 30% except for disease, poison, and bleed are at 21%, which is very good for a healer. Right below 20,000 for spell resistance, sitting at 19,768, and physical resistance at 13,000. I'm using Arcane as my Mundus, and this is all without food. So this will go up, and I'll pop food real quick to show you. I'm going to use a Crown Fortifying Meal, just because those are easy to get because you log in. So I've boosted my health up to 25,000, Mass Magicka up to 35,000, and stamina up to 16,000. Now just go over the sets real quick. First set is Hollow Fang, which comes from Moongrave Fane. This is all divines, so that increases the magic recovery. So the reason I'm using this is you can get critical heals off. You're not going to do that much of critical damage, but this is actually to restore the magicka. And in my guild, there is quite a bit of magic DPS that I'm constantly running with. So that's the reason I aimed this healer towards the magicka builds. And this also increases the healing received whenever the ball goes off, which is amazing, and it also restores that magicka. Next one is Spell Power Cure. When you overheal yourself or an ally, you give the target Major Courage for 5 seconds, which increases their weapon and spell damage. So this is constantly popping up for those DPS to keep burning stuff down, just like I was discussing with Hollow Fang, restoring their magicka. This increases their damage. So the more magicka they have, the more damage they output, the more damage increase, and vice versa. Just constantly keep that going, boosting the DPS. And then for the last piece is Sentinels, which comes from Darkshades Cavern 1. This increases my healing done, and when you heal yourself or an ally, it summons a Dwarven Spider, which heals them and restores magicka and stamina along with that, and this can proc every 5 minutes. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds, so within 5 meters of you, and once a second for 8 seconds. So this is relatively coming up pretty fast. So this comes from Darkshades Cavern, this comes from Hollow Fang, and this comes from White Gold Tower. I'm running Resto and then the Flame Destruction Staff on the back. Now let's take a quick look at heals. So the first is Healing Ward, giving yourself and an ally a damage shield to reduce that while healing. Combat Prayer, increasing, allowing Minor Berserk and Major Resolve, so it increases you and your allies' damage done along with physical and spell resistant for 8 seconds while they are standing in front of this drop. Then I have Grand Healing, which has been morphed. This is my ground heal. That way, everybody stacks, stays in it. This is my actual main heal that I constantly spam unless I'm focused a tank and just healing the tank. Ritual Rebirth, because it actually heals yourself and nearby allies. It's great. It's one of the reasons I love healers, because I meant Templar healers specifically, because this is a fast, instant boost and you can sit there and spam it, and it's so amazing. This is Breath of Life. This is what I will use for myself and the tank if I'm solely focused on the tank of healing him. I have Writ of Passage, which has been morphed. This actually gains protection when used, reducing the damage done for 8 seconds while also channeling and healing you and nearby allies. Back bar is Puncturing Sweep. This is Templar. I've got to use it. It's ingrained in me. It's a quick little damage output while healing myself. Then I have Ritual of Retribution, which heals myself and allies while also cleansing all harmful effects. And when I first cast this, it cleanses up to 2 harmful effects from yourself immediately. So this is great to just all those bad things that come up of bleeding, mostly bleeding is what's coming, disease, things like that. Take those away from your allies. Then Blazing Spears. I have this to do a little bit of AoE damage, but mostly for the tank can synergize and keep their magicka and stamina up. I have Channeled Focus, which increases spell and physical resistance, while also increased. So Channeled Focus is the ability that I use to increase my physical and spell resistance, while also recovery for magicka, which allow that little bit of magic recovery. It can help me keep those heals going out. And the last one I'm using is Radiant Aura. While slot it, you gain minor fortitude and minor endurance. So increasing my health, stamina, and magic recovery. So that's the reason I'm using this. And it's a nice little thing for Magicka Steel to all enemies. So this will allow you and your allies to restore Magicka. Like I said, there's a lot of Magicka DPS in my guild, so that's the reason I have this focused. Then I have on the back bar Solar Disturbance. Gosh, I can't word today. So this will actually allow allies nearby of the fragment to synergize, dealing Magicka damage, and it's just a nice little AoE to have for damaging enemies. So those are the skills rundown. Now let's take a look at champion points. I'm not going to go over crafting because all of that is just for crafting, really aimed. It doesn't do much for PvE, in my opinion. So for this, we're going to start off with Eldritch Insight, giving you max Magicka, and then I also have Precision, increasing critical chance. Over here, it is Blessed for healing done. I have passives in there. I have Soothing, Tide to increase healing done for area of effects. I have Swift Renewal for healing over time effects to be increased of healing done. Focused Mending for single target heals to increase their healing done. And then I have Foresight. After you drink a potion, the cost of your Magicka and stamina healing abilities used within 6 seconds are reduced by 75%. And if you're like me, I'll burn my Magicka or whatever down to the very drop, and then I'll pop a potion, and then I'll start weaving in my light and heavy attacks. Then I also have over here is more passives, which is Heal and Taken, Quick Recovery, Harden, damage reduction from non-players. So those are the passives. I'm not going to look over too much into them. The main four you want to worry about are the stones that go up here, and then also Eldritch Insight to increase your max Magicka. Next is Fitness. I have Balance, Vitality, Fortitude, and Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation for recovery, Fortitude for armor, and then Balance, Vitality for health. I also have Siphoning Spells, which restores Magicka whenever you kill an enemy. So it's nice to have it there. I also have Hero's Vigor for increased health, and then I'm 1,350, so I actually spec'd into almost all passives now. So that's a quick little rundown on the stars. Now I'm gonna actually conclude that little build guide right there. The next set of footage that's about to roll is going to be solely for gameplay features, so you can see how I run this and everything. But hopefully this build, just watching this part without seeing it, if you want to click off the video, you can do that now. But I would ask, please like, share, and then also subscribe to continue seeing more of these build videos. But the next is just going to be footage of the gameplay and how this works. If you don't want to stick around for that, you don't have to, but that's the quick little build video. I hope this helps you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.